Hello, my name's Oriana Bretschker. I'm the CEO and founder at Aquacycl, and welcome to Wastewater Wednesday. Are you a European industrial discharger? Are you familiar with the polluter pays principle? Well, it's important that you understand this because it took effect in January of 2025. And what it means for you and your business can really hit the bottom line in some negative ways if you're not taking into consideration the next steps that you need to take to be in compliance with the revised Urban Wastewater Directive. All right, so what does the Urban Wastewater Directive entail? Well, first off, it mandates collection and treatment for all wastewater in any town or any area that has inhabitants greater than 1,000 individuals. So this is a pretty small community, but now the coverage is going to be required. In addition, by 2045, energy neutrality is going to be required for treatment. This will, of course, reduce emissions for greenhouse gases. However, the other thing to keep in mind is that also by 2045, there is a significant requirement of reduction of BOD, COD, TSS, micropollutants, and nutrients. And this is where the polluter pays principle comes in, because any discharger tied to a collection system goes to utility treatment. Ultimately, if they're not doing a pre-treatment to remove these micropollutants, nutrients, BOD and COD, TSS, there's going to be a hefty surcharge associated with that connection. All right, so another directive that's important for you to understand in 25 and coming into future years is the Industrial Emissions Directive and how it specifically applies to air, water, and soil. Now, the Industrial Emissions Directive, or the IED, also advises on best available techniques, to adopt new and innovative approaches for addressing the requirements under this directive. That means monitoring and new technologies for treatment so that you're not discharging high concentrations of nutrients, BOD, TSS, etc. Resource for industrial clients is the onsite resource. And this is a repository of best available techniques that have already been vetted by the European Union under this IED opportunity. So you're not alone. There are resources available, and you can go here to understand what's out there, what's readily accessible for you, and what makes the most sense for your business to meet this directive. So the other directive to keep an eye out for is the Sewage Sludge Directive. Now, this one specifically addresses sludge generation and what to do with it and the disposal of it. So land application of sewage sludge has been an accepted process for decades. However, with this new directive, you have to be very careful about what's in that sludge before it can actually be land applied to anything agricultural. So that means removal of toxic chemicals, removal of heavy metals, so only those organics are actually applied into agricultural applications. However, with agricultural lands being sufficiently limited, there's only so much that can still be land applied, even after you've done those pre-treatment steps. So, best approach, don't generate the sludge. Figure out good ways, where you can minimize your sludge production or eliminate sludge production altogether by utilizing new best available techniques. The goal of the revised Urban Wastewater Directive is really to improve quality of water, quality of soils, quality of air around Europe. And, with specific emphasis on ensuring that industrial pollution is reduced. As most Europeans probably already know, 50% of water consumption and withdrawals are associated with industrial processes. So that is the biggest umbrella in order to be able to reduce emissions, is really addressing what's happening in the industrial sectors. But if we can do this successfully, this promotes a circular economy. It promotes access to sanitation for all. It promotes reuse and resource recovery and really economic growth within Europe. So what to do as we get deeper into 25 and these new emission standards become enforced? Well, follow aquacycl.com. We have lots of resources that are consistently up to date to keep you informed about what's changing and when and why. Also information about the technologies that are available to you, including Aquacycl, where we can not only inform you of what's coming, but also help you stay ahead of your technology needs to meet all of these directive standards.